Hi guys, we're going to talk about drop sets today. Now we've been working on partial drop sets in our weight room sessions. What we've been doing is we've been using different weights, different repetitions to keep you motivated. What we're going to do now is really focus on drop sets. Now we did do a partial drop set where the last weight you lifted was your heavy weight. You would put it down immediately and immediately lift up the lightweight and go for 10. Now we're going to talk about a full drop set. This is Muscle and Fitness website. The reference for that is right here. You can find this on the internet anytime. And what we're going to look at is, if I can scroll down, what are drop sets? Drop sets are essentially a technique where you perform an exercise, then drop, reduce the weight, and continue for more reps until you reach failure. Failure is the key word there. It doesn't mean that you fail, but then again it kind of does. It means you can't push anymore. You're still being successful, but your muscles have had enough. The reason why drop sets work is that in any given set, you're only recruiting a certain amount of muscle fibers. Right here. Read this. Take your time, pause the video if you need to, and read it. By then, stripping the weight down and going lighter, you recruit different muscle fibers. If you just use the same weights all the time, you'll plateau. It means you stay the same. You will increase, but then you'll stay and not make any gains. Keep using different muscle fibers, make gains, make gains, make gains. And although this site says you use dumbbells for this, you can use the weight machine as well, where you pull the pin out and move the pin. This is a great little workout here. It's called running the rack. And once again, pause the video, take time, have a look at it. But it's using 5 sets, and you start with the heaviest weight. Previously, we started with the lightest weight because I feel like we were in beginner mode and I wanted you to warm up. This is a more intense workout. This is going to push you a lot harder. Set 1. So before we go on, let's talk about sets and reps. These are key words that you can write down. And anything you do, write down the weights, write down the reps, write down everything, write down the date. That is how you track your progress. So get a little piece of paper, a little journal, write everything down. A set is a group of repetitions. So you can write that down. Repetition is one movement. So for example, up, down, that's 1 rep. 2, 3, group them together to make a set. So you may have 10 of those, or as you see here, the first set is choose what you do for 4 to 6 reps, then that's a set. And that's a heavy weight, as much as you can do, and you'd be really, really straining to get there. Challenge yourself. Set 2, and this is the key. When you move to set 2, go immediately. No pausing, no waiting. Finish the first set, put the weight down, pick up the second set. You reduce the weight here by 5 pounds, or what's also key is you've got to discover what weights, what reps, even how many sets work for you. You may have to build up to this over time. In fact, you will. So we reduce the weight, but we build up the reps each time. And this is something, like I say, you can work towards. Correct form is everything. If you're not doing the repetitions correctly, you're going to hurt yourself, you're going to fail. You're not going to isolate the muscles you want to work on. So, if I was going to work shoulder muscles here, let's pretend these are my heaviest weights. I want to do 4 to 10 reps. What we're going to do is work the negative. Write that down. This is what work the negative means. You push up hard, but you lower down slowly. 2. What you're doing here, 3, is controlling the weight. And the muscles in my back here are stabilizing the weight as they come down. Some guys push up and they recklessly let the weight drop. That's how you're going to get injured. Plus, if you work the negative, you're working different groups of muscles. In the push phase, we're working our shoulders, but as we lower, we're also working muscles in our back to control that. It's a much more effective way to work out. Muscles work in pairs. So, I've got a little question for you. I'm going to get you to pause the video in a minute. If you're doing a bicep curl, now remember, you want to have this completely stable. What I would do is sit on the bench, bicep curl, up quickly, slowly down, controlled, up quick, slowly down. In my pull phase there, my bicep is working. as I lower and work the negative, which muscle is working? Pause the video right now and find that out, and I'll be back. And I'm back. Did you get it? The answer is the tricep. As you pull with the tricep, as you pull the bicep rather, the tricep is lengthening. And then as you lower, the tricep is working. Here's another question. If you do a leg extension, so you work the leg extension, you're working the quadriceps. As you lower down, work the negative, which muscle is working the negative? Pause now. It's the hamstring. I hope you got that right. When we come into the weight room, I'm going to ask you a few questions about which muscles work with which, and we're going to start thinking about working the negative so we're being much more effective in our weight training. Write down all your numbers. Write it down. The repetitions, the weights, extremely important, so you can keep the record of that. This is something here we can work towards. 5 sets. We may have to start with, let's say, 3 sets and change the reps, change the weight. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint. We're going to work up to this. And I'll ask you some questions about it when we get into the weight room. View this video now. Pause it. Stop it anytime you need. Go back over. Visit Muscle and Fitness website. There's many other websites out there. If you have the knowledge now, when we go into the weight room, we don't have to discuss this. We can get right onto this and use all the time in the weight room for lifting, making you stronger. So when you're on the soccer field, you're going to be stronger. You're going to be able to hold your own on the field. Also, that gives you a mental advantage knowing that you are strong. Thanks for listening, and I'm going to see you in the weight room.